Service Advisor Nation, welcome to another episode of the AutoFix Advisor Cast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's healthy. This particular episode, I wanted to talk about my personal experience at Vision, the Vision High-Tech Training and Expo that took place in Kansas City, March 6th through the 9th. I was invited to attend that event, and it was really cool. The morning didn't start out too great of travel. I left out of Raleigh to a connecting flight, and 20 minutes in to landing for that connecting flight, the plane was rerouted to Tennessee, where we sat on the ground and awaited instruction. And the Southwest team, crew, pilots, onboard personnel were very hospitable and patient, but sitting in a plane for 20 minutes, not knowing what's going on, isn't the best, especially if I haven't been on a plane in a while. But we got back up in the air, headed to Tennessee, and toward our destination. And when we got to our destination, we were told people for connecting flights, obviously that wasn't going to happen, and to please visit the ticket counter where a Southwest representative would help us expedite travels for the day. And I was rerouted from my destination, well, actually half of my destination, to Texas, and then Texas to St. Louis, which is where I originally was intending to head to get to. So I got to St. Louis probably, I would say, well, it was late in the day. It was late in the night with the connecting flights to St. Louis and then on to Kansas City. But nonetheless, got off the plane very, very tired, got down to the baggage carousel, and of course, I'm the last man standing, and I'm just like, great, from the 4 flights of interchange, my bag did not make it with me, and that's just great, and then one more bag came out of the carousel, and it was my bag, and I was like, okay, all right, we're good. So at any event, a full day of travel just really whipped me. I mean, just, I didn't do anything. I sat on a plane, but man, it just sucks the life force out of you. But the Southwest, again, if you guys have ever flown Southwest, they're pretty good. So they handled it very professionally and got everybody to their destination. But at any event, heavy day of travel. Getting to Vision, didn't know what to expect. I've been to some events before, SEMA show in Las Vegas, the ASTA event here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Vision's its own animal. Talk about industry professionals. There are companies that shut down their shops for days, bring the whole crew. There's some owners that come out from shops that come to teach classes, participate in classes. They're in vendor booths. It's a really big event, but so much knowledge, so much just cool people. Getting to meet people in the industry, and really everybody's as advertised. It's awesome. Just you hear about certain people and you think, man, is this person really that happy all the time? Is this person really that just kind of chill? Yeah, they are. It's just a bunch of industry professionals and a great time. But through the 3 days, 4 days of the event, every morning they had a keynote speaker at breakfast. And on Friday, the keynote speaker was a lady named Brittany Hodak, Hodak. Didn't know about her, never seen her before. Had no idea that she was going to be a keynote speaker, but her vision for Vision was really simple. It was all about customer experience, right? How do we, it doesn't only apply to service advisors. I mean, just, the industry in general, right? Again, it's we're in the customer service business. We really are. And just, reaffirming that, hearing that from somebody that's not even in really the automotive industry, but reaffirming that it is, the automotive industry is a customer service business. And her take on it was really, really cool. She developed and came up with what's called the super, SUPER, the super model. And the super model is this. So the S, it's going to be start with your story. The U is understand your client's story. The P is personalize the client's experience. The E is exceed the client's expectations. And R is repeat that process. So again, the super model, SUPER. Start with your story, understand your client's story, personalize their experience, exceed their expectations, and repeat. And she really dove into that. And it was such a cool presentation, to be honest. It was very interactive. Within the first 5 minutes, She threw up a QR code on a big screen, and it got to an app, and everybody had interaction. She was asking questions. So I mean, you're literally right there, on your smartphone, just answering questions, and it's popping up on the screen behind her, and she's answering questions and getting input. It was very interactive. I've never seen a presentation like that. So Brittany, my hat's off to you. Honestly, it was so cool to meet you and just have that experience. Also, and the reason I say that is it just gets you charged up right before an event, before the day starts. Like, again, hearing about all that good stuff. And she had a really cool statistic actually. 61% of customers say most companies treat them like a number and not a customer. And I kind of knew that existed, but I didn't know the statistic, the percentage. But again, 61% of customers say most companies treat them like a number. And then she went into talking about, again, her version called it the supermodel, and doing the best you can because she said, and I agree, your customers always have options. They're not always going to come back to you if you don't treat them right, and really just honing in on the customer service experience. So, I know primarily that's for us service advisors. We're the first ones they see when they come in the door. Typically, we're the last line of defense, everything in between with communication, etc. But just really honing in on that, hearing that statistic, 61% of customers say most companies treat them like a number. And I know you service advisors out there are not doing that. I know you're doing better than that. But again, keeping in the back of your mind, that customer always has other options. So do your best, under promise, over deliver, listen to them. And I know sometimes it's annoying because people kind of go on tangents, but again, just in that moment, let's follow the rule. We got two ears, one mouth. Let's do it that way. And also part of that vision experience, I was invited by actually the company that sponsors me for this podcast, which also is WorldPack, but the sponsorship with AutoFix-Auto Shop Coaching, Chris Cotton, who started AutoFix, and he had asked me to come out to this event and co-teach a class with him. We did a service advisor A to Z class. He had hit me up maybe toward the end of December, maybe it was even November, and asked me to put my take on the course. He would not send me his input. He said, just you do what you want, come up with something. So I took, the alphabet A to Z and designed, what I wanted to talk about. And it kind of morphed into what we wanted to talk about. And it was a fantastic class. I have never taught a class before. I've never co-teached a class with somebody before. And this was just so cool, the experience. The class started at 1:45 p.m. I walked in, there was maybe 5 or 6 people sitting down, and I was like, okay, I didn't know what to expect. And, we got 15 minutes now before class starts, and people just start pouring in, pouring in, pouring in, pouring in. I honestly didn't take a head count, but if I had to make a educated guess, there were probably 50 people in there. And I thought honestly that my stomach was going to be churning. I was going to be nervous. I was going to be sweating. Chris was so just cool to calm me down and say, hey, man, you got this. You know how to do this. You got the knowledge base. Let's go do this. And it was just so awesome. The crowd participation, the in-class participation was exceptional. Everybody, asked questions. There was collaboration. So we did the class for about 2 hours. We did a 15-minute break. And after that, we did it for about another hour and a half. And we only got from A to, I want to say it was S or T. And we didn't get all the way through, but people got to take home workbooks and things like that. But it was awesome and time flew by. I'm really a big proponent of like, if you do what you like, if you do what you love, it just, the day goes by, right? So I think for me, that was just a really cool experience. And Chris, if you're listening, thank you. And also to your wife, Kimberly, she was in the back and had also put her touch on that class, kind of doing the slides for the projector and things of that nature. And funny fact, I've never been mic'd up before. I'm not like in a podcast or like I am right now. Chris gave me kind of a little box He said, "Hey, put this on your belt. Here's a microphone." At that point in the class, I nerded it out. I put on a shirt and tie. So had on a shirt and tie, put on my microphone. Chris goes, "Here's how you turn it on. And hey, do me a favor. When we go to break, if you need to go to the bathroom, don't forget to turn off your microphone." That is such great knowledge. I would have never thought that. I didn't have to use the bathroom, but man, could you imagine having a microphone on right next door to the bathroom? Man, I don't know. So, Chris, thanks for saving me the embarrassment of that if I had to go. But, again, just awesome class, awesome experience. Again, that was the Vision High Tech Training and Expo. They did a fantastic job putting things together. And I definitely want to go back next year. So, service advisors out there, get that on your books. Get it on your books for next year. I believe it's every March. I'd have to look into that, but I think it's every March, and I think it's the same week, the 6th or the 9th. But again, in Kansas City, VISION, Vision, High Tech Training and Expo will not let you down. Also, they had a humongous vendor area, like most of the events do. But again, even with the vendors, everybody's just so, as advertised, personable, willing to help, not salesy, not pushy. They got show specials. Tech Metric was out there, the big names, Bosch, etc. And I mean, just, Auto Vital. I mean, just so many cool experiences at that event. And, again, just please get out there and check that out. But also, one thing that was new to me to learn about, and I think this will help service advisors out because, there's a lot of shops out there right now that are looking for technicians, right? Technician shortage. And I had no idea that this company existed. It's called Promotive. So their website is go promotive.com, and they offer full service auto staffing solutions. So technicians, service advisors, check out their website again, gopromotive.com. Full service auto and staffing solutions. No, they're not paying me to advertise for them. I just think it's, again, I'm just trying to drop some knowledge. I'm trying to get awareness out there, information out there. Again, for a technician shortage, I checked out their website before I got on this podcast. And yeah, I mean, they've got people out there that are looking for and submitting resumes. So again, it might help your shop out if you're looking to grow your shop, or add another service advisor, looking for a technician. Check that out. They had a really good program put together, and I'm glad to just talk about that and get them out there because again, it's helping the industry, right? And that's what we're trying to do. It's educating, it's helping. I've kind of got the class bug now, to be honest. I want to do another class with Chris. I got to get in touch with him and see when that's going to be. But it was so cool, honestly, just to be in the element, no expectations to myself, just collaborate, talk to people about, and there's so many varieties of service advisors out there. There was people in that class that just started doing it. People have been doing it for a while. There were people in the class that weren't service advisors. There were shop owners in there, etc. But again, just such a great class, and I appreciate it, Chris, with you know, AutoFix Auto Shop Coaching. So appreciate you. WorldPack, thank you too for your sponsorship. Although I didn't see WorldPack out there at this one, maybe I just didn't get their booth. But also, I lived on chicken tenders and French fries for probably 3 days during working the booth that I was at, and they were good. But I am chicken fingers and French fried out. I told myself on the way back, on the flight back, that I'm going to pause on any of that stuff probably for about a week, kind of get it out of my system if I would. Got to get some salads back in there, etc. But the food vendors were great. It wasn't bad food, but I mean, it is what it is. So chicken tenders and French fries, maybe I'll consider that another week or two. But in any event, Service Advisor Nation, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the AutoFix Advisor Cast. And again, the supermodel from Brittany Hodak, right? Start with your story, understand your client's story, personalize their experience. Because let's be honest, everybody's got different stuff going on, but personalize their experience, exceed their expectations. And again, I think on that front, it's going to be under promise, over deliver, especially from a service advisor's role, and repeat that process. And that is going to give clients a reason to not look for other options. that is going to make clients feel like they are not 61% of customers that say that they feel like they're just treated at a number or treated like a number. So you know what to do. Be yourself, continue to be awesome, grow and maintain client relationships, and we'll see you next episode. So again, Service Advisor Nation, thank you for tuning in, and enjoy your day, evening, whatever you're currently doing, wherever you're at. And again, appreciate you guys. All right.